Hey guys, just kind of following up on a few things that I kind of want to talk to you guys about tonight. I'm reading this book right now. Well, I'm reading a few books right now. I got this one right when I started coaching, Go Pro, and it has some amazing tips in it. So if you guys, need a great book, this is a really good one. Go Pro is awesome. Has some good tips and just, yeah, I'm loving it. And then the other one I picked up, I got it at the airport, and I'm reading like 7 books right now, so don't judge me. It's called Contagious, and it's this one right here. It's called Contagious, and it's about why things catch on, and it's just a very interesting read about what makes like the hook sink, like what makes the thing that catches people, right? Hey, Melissa, will you mute yourself real fast?
How do I do that?
I don't know. I think at the bottom. Go to the bottom and you kind of.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
Awesome. No problem. This is a great one, and it just talks about, why things catch on, like why are some random things popular and some aren't. Some great things aren't. It's just a very interesting read. But anyways, I'm just doing those, looking over my stuff right now. So tonight, I kind of just want to talk to you guys about it was kind of great because I was planning on doing this call anyway, and then we went to Summit, and so the way Summit was laid out was you had like 3 hours in the morning of, either a coach or a top coaches kind of talking about specific, plans or whatever topics, and then we had a little short break like for lunch or whatever, and then we go and do like a big, like in the hockey arena, and it'd be, Carl Deichler would be there talking, and just a keynote speaker would be there talking. So it went from like kind of casual with little kind of coaches and kind of a smaller spot to like pretty, the lights and the whole thing, and it was amazing. We saw some awesome stuff. It was so fun. You gotta go there next year. It was amazing. Just came, come back, you're filled up and excited and learning, and when you spend time with, the best part for me was spending time with other women who are like me but like so different. Like we were so different, but we were in it for the same reasons. It was just fun to kind of do that. It was just really a great opportunity to, and I said earlier, to be forced to do it, but you're forced with someone like 5 women in a teeny little spot, kind of just learning and growing, and it was a blast. So if you guys haven't gotten tickets yet, get them. I'm going to try to book hotels. I think they open like today or tomorrow, and just book me 2 rooms so we can kind of coincide together and kind of, just be together and not have to be in the same spot. So we'll see. So tonight we are doing about inviting. It was one of the topics that was talked about, and I'm so glad that it was brought up there because I think this is where most people struggle, or most people, they will post on Facebook or Instagram or all that stuff, but they have a hard time going into messaging. Like, and that is hard. It's hard to be like, hey, but that's where, to me, the magic is in the message. Like for me, it is. Like I feel like that's where you can post all you want. People can see all your stuff, but people are watching you. And when people see that, most of them are not going to reach out to you. They are waiting for a personal invitation to something. And when you kind of give them that, kind of mind blown how many people say yes. Like because people are watching you when you post and all that stuff, but until they actually get a personal invite, because a lot of people aren't going to be like, oh, pick me, like I want to join in. A lot of people, most people want to feel like they're invited and that you care and that you are invested in them and not just, and it just takes that extra step. And it's easy, you guys. It's super easy. So we're going to go over that tonight. I'm going to pull up my slideshow real fast. And let's see. Melissa, tell me if you can see this. Can you see this? Thumbs up. Yeah? Okay. All right. So inviting. Let's go to the next slide. Okay. So there are several different kinds of invites you can do, or, groups. You can do a free group, which at Summit, we listened to top coaches and they said doing free groups often is very key. And I haven't done a whole lot of them, so it definitely kind of changed my perception, I guess you'd say. Like I'm just doing one right now is just kind of a relationship challenge, and I was amazed by how many people said yes. And it was really fun to kind of make that, because we talked about it and we with the gals in our room, and I was like, people want this, people need this, right? Not just fitness and not just health and not just but to be actually invested in relationship with people. It doesn't have to do anything with fitness. That is where I think you're going to get a lot of people to trust you, right? It's like, this girl's not just in it for the dollar. She wants to help people. And I think that's a big deal. And there are tons of different ideas, Pinterest, and I'm always constantly trying to think of good things and good ways to kind of do it, because it gets kind of tricky. But again, that's where I want, like our team page should be a good bouncing board off of for ideas. Like if you have a great idea, post it, or hey, I'm doing this one. A lot of us, some of us have mutual friends, but a lot of us don't at all. So it's a good way to kind of be like, okay, next month or in 2 months, I'm gonna write this down. In 2 months, I'm gonna duplicate it, because duplication is just a very fabulous way to kind of get things going. And doesn't mean, just use what's there, because you don't have to reinvent the wheel. The information is usually there. And then the other, obviously, the group is like a challenge group where people pay for your either program and Shakeology. And then like a glimpse into coaching kind of group is a great way to kind of merge people in there. Public invite, like I talked about, great for your warm market. Personal messages are way better for your cold market. Not even, but even your warm market too, but just kind of reach out and do an extra, like a deeper invite. Like a Facebook event is a great way to make an event, and you can add like a ton of friends and they get to choose. Like, hey, Melissa invited me to a group, but I get to choose, as you aren't forced into anything. And you can make it, public or closed or private, whichever you choose. But it's a good way to kind of invite people and they don't feel like you are invading on their space, or because you're going to get, a little bit of both. So that's a good way to kind of do it too. And then a video, the live video, you guys, I'm telling you, it's kind of the way to go. If you have really good content or just have something to share, it's a really great way to access your audience. And especially because Facebook, because of all the things they have coming out, they really, I don't want to say reward, but they kind of reward you for using the latest, greatest. So if they see that you're using Facebook Live, even in your private groups or your challenge groups, they like to see that you are utilizing their latest, greatest. So if you haven't tried it, it is scary. The first few times, I'm telling you, the first couple of times I had a couple drinks, it was like, oh my God. It's like public speaking, I don't know what I'm doing. But it wasn't that bad, I swear. And now it comes easy. People, I think, relate to like having a kid screaming in the background or popping their head in. Like that is real life. Like that's just how it happens. And people like get it and relate to you. So if you haven't used it, just try it. Even do like a 30-second, whatever. It doesn't have to be a 7-minute long video. But just try it. It's kind of fun. And it doesn't have to be serious either. Like do it and do it in a fun way. Like, I don't know, videotaping your kids, I don't know, swimming or whatever. But do it, and it's not that hard. It's easy. And once you do it, like I always tell you guys, it's like a muscle. The more you do it, the stronger you get. And it just becomes a habit and kind of natural. Okay, so next. I love that they did this. I couldn't find a graph that was a funnel. I tried really hard, but these are kind of the steps that you kind of, they have this, like, it was like this, it was like a funnel down like that to coaching. But the first is obviously as a friend, just kind of get in touch with somebody, add somebody, start commenting on people's things, liking people's things. And then, in a little while, invite to a group. Hey, I'm doing this free group. It's going to be great. We'd love to have you in. There's no pressure. You don't have to buy anything. People don't like to buy things off the bat. People don't like to feel pressured. People don't want to be sold to. People just, you guys don't like that. No one likes that. It's like, I got a message yesterday. I'm like, no, that's not not how you do it, right? And so if you don't like it, don't do it to somebody else. It's kind of the rule of thumb, I like to say. After a free group, you roll into a challenge group, and then they get to see from the free group just the camaraderie and how fun it is to kind of be able to relate to other people, other women. And then when you kind of roll into a challenge group, it kind of takes it up a notch. It's like, okay, that was great, but this is really fun because I get to work out and I get to do something really good for me, and then it kind of bleeds into every other area of your life. And then do a sneak peek or a coach webinar. And I know a lot of you guys are not there yet. I try to do one at least once a month. I have one on my calendar right now. And so you guys let me know. Say, I have a couple people who are, maybe dabbling. Are you doing, a group? And I'll show you guys my calendar too. That way you guys kind of know where I'm at and that you guys have kind of a good picture of when that's going to be and all that stuff. Okay. Next one, set up shop, laying a solid foundation on social media. And this is hard, and it gets, especially as a brand new coach, you kind of just want to vomit Beachbody everywhere. Like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. This is amazing. You need to join me right now. And that's great. It's good because you want to give those people that excitement because you want to let people know what you're doing, but you also don't want to, vomit it everywhere. You kind of want to have a nice balance of it. And so, first impression, what is on your profile picture? Is it your 2 children? If people click on you and it's your 2 kids, who are you? Like they have no idea who you are, what you look like, what you're doing. A great way to do that would even be, Kaylee and I both have we use PicMonkey, and they just came out with an app too, which I'm super excited, but pickmonkey.com. And you can put different, pictures and you can choose like a Facebook format. So it's not like you're trying to find dimensions, because that's such a pain in the ass, trying to put something in the back. It's horrible. So they actually have a format where you can put your pictures, like one of your kids, and then maybe one of you, like a before and after, or just, something that kind of just wraps yourself up in a nice little package, but isn't like throwing it everywhere. But people know she's healthy. She likes to eat well. She's family. She likes to run. She likes to garden. She likes to, whatever that is for you, you want it to be the first thing that people see. So make sure it's kind of there. And then I think you can do a little bio, and Instagram too, both Instagram and Facebook. 3 things that you love to do. It does not have to be Beachbody. It can be anything you love to do. Yeah, it can be literally anything. Knitting. It can be anything. So make sure that because that's where you're going to find a lot of people too. And that thing that's not Beachbody or fitness, but other things, that your hobbies, that is where you're going to find a lot of your people. The 80-20 rule, and I sometimes have a hard time with this because I like to run and I like to work out. So those kind of are my things. So I'm trying to kind of branch out and get some other hobbies where it's not all fitness and all that, but you want to post 80% real life, 20% this business, and just let people know. And like we kind of talked about, you breadcrumb a little bit. Don't throw it all out there, but just be real and normal. And this is my life, this is my kids, as it is, and share that. But then every once in a while, throw a little nugget in there. Pick 2 platforms. It can be Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, Pinterest, a blog. Pick 2 that you really love. After 2, it gets a little bit overwhelming. I tried to start a blog, and I'm super stressed out about it because it's too hard. It's too hard. And blogging's hard. It's good, but it takes a lot of time. And so I'm kind of learning that as I go, which is good. And you learn as you go. And then just be consistent whenever you do. Like if you're going to do it and go hard. Planting the seed. So there's a book called Jab, 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 Hook. And Gary V, and he spoke at he was the first keynote speaker, and he was a total badass. He was amazing. But he was like, I mean, kind of harsh, but so good. And it just talks about you give a little, you give a little, and you give a little, and then you ask something. So it's not always asking. You kind of just, sprinkle a little bit here and there, and you show them why has this made a difference for me? Why am I grateful? Like, oh, I got to pay my phone bill, or I am here with my kids. And you guys are really good at doing that. So keep doing that. That's, I think it's really important to kind of show people that you can do it at home. You can do it with kids. You can do it as a working person. You can, no matter what, but you kind of have to kind of sprinkle. And people kind of want to, you want people to kind of ask questions like, oh, what is she doing? Like, what is she drinking? What is she, what is this all about? Share your journey, and just I've learned too, like I've always been in pretty good shape. I don't have this amazing transformation story. Yes, I've had kids, but it's okay to be where you are, regardless of where you are. Because there's always a journey. You were never like going to be here always. You're going to be here. Like a month ago, I was probably at least 6 or 8 pounds, like where I wanted to be. And that's not good, but I'm human. Like I'm human, and you're not going to be perfect. You're always going to have something to strive for. And it doesn't have to be physical, mental, or relationship wise, or, you with your kids. I think it's really important to share the journey, because that's where people are going to relate to you. The big message this weekend was probably like being vulnerable and not having your shit together, because no one does, period. No one does. And I mean, yes, there are times of greatness, but most of the times they're going to be tough, right? Like life's hard. And so make sure you kind of, oh my gosh, my life sucks so much, but you can just do it in a good way where people know that you are real and that you're a real person and that you don't have it all together all the time. Hard versus soft calls to action. So like I said, you can kind of like you can kind of breadcrumb a little bit and be, kind of subtle about it. And then you can have a hard, like, hey, comment or message me. Those are the ones where you but you don't want to do them all the time. So you kind of just want to do it gently, kind of, throw a few things in there, and then, hint, not hint, but kind of, I'm going to do a what is coaching called? Kind of just drop little things in, and then do a real, because people are going to see them the first time. You need to kind of remind people several times. People need to see it at least 3 times for them to remember. And that's like an actual fact. Like you have to keep things in front of people and keep reminding people of things, because that's when they're going to, really take that in and absorb it. And like I said, leave a little mystery. You want them to ask questions. And that's kind of a good way to kind of, like today, someone asked me, what is in your cup? Because I had my Shakeology churned. You're going to see my Shakeology, but I had Energize in it. And it was, so you want people to kind of be like, what is she drinking, like before she works out. So that's kind of a good way to do it. Let's see, okay. Hot/warm invites your family, mutual friends, people you may know, referrals, and then cold market invites, find new friends. I spelled that wrong. So I always add a mutual friend. I usually add like 3 a day. And then I hashtags. Like today I went and looked up real life mom, and I just kind of scrolled through the pictures on Instagram, and I liked a few pictures. I followed a few people, but I also wrote them down. So make sure you guys are tracking, because if I follow, I'll make sure I get a follow back. And so you kind of just track, and if it's not happening, you maybe unfollow them or whatever that is. And a really big thing is people kind of say don't do it with Beachbody coaching, but like you don't want to scroll. You should scroll. I think it's important to scroll. I think it's important to show people that you are interested and that you're giving them attention, like compliment them or give them a comment, give them a like, say how are you, and even with a message, like I do all the time. hey, I saw this, and I will just ask them how's it going, like, and then nothing business, but just to know like someone's watching and listening. That will, and I am, and I'm being very sincere when I do that. I'm not in it for whatever. When you do that, it just shows them that you're not in it to like, oh, she's gonna snake me in. And but if you have a really good heart, I think it really comes from you really want to help people and are care for people. That's kind of the best way to do it. Okay, like we kind of talked about, like I post for more information, drop me an email, tag a friend, direct message me. Some people are really shy, and so sometimes they don't want to comment. So, that's why you say, just give me a message. Or like if you say like and they don't message, just follow up with them saying, hey, I saw you like my post. Were you interested in maybe, joining or whatever? And then create an event page like I talked about, and then private message. Okay, I love this quote. If you want to be trusted, be honest. If you want to be honest, be true. If you want to be true, be yourself. Everything stems from being real. Like, don't be fake. Take off that coach hat. And you're not a coach. Like, you were a mom, and yes, it's what you do, but make sure you're doing it from a good spot. Like, the first person to admit that I get really caught up in this, and it's hard because like part of like the relationship challenge and what Bo and I have been talking about, it's hard to for me, I love this so much that I often will Bo Beachbody, it gets like that. And I just, because it makes me super happy. I love what I do, but you need to make sure you take a step back and know that, this is, your family comes first, and that is what it's all about. You want your family to be taken care of. And I think ultimately a lot of us are doing it for our families, right? Doing it for us so we can, do well for our families, but there should be always number one. So, Bo's like, leave the dishes, leave the laundry. Thank the good Lord, he says that. And I don't have a husband who's like, I need a clean house. So, but I think it's really important to make sure that it doesn't, flip-flop. But, make sure that it's not like what you're doing on Facebook isn't all coaching, but just, real life. I like this tip. Small, short responses. Do not word vomit on people. Like, give it in, out. Don't write a freaking paragraph. Like, do a quick whatever, or even like send, like a lot of time, I'm not sure if you guys don't know how to do this, I'll teach you how to do it. But you can send a clip of different workouts. Say, hey, here's a clip of the workout. Check it out. It's a minute and a half. Tell me if you think it looks good. If you like it, that way you aren't explaining the whole thing. They can actually just take like a minute and they can check it out, and then you're done. You're in and you're out. And don't, if people don't want, they don't want it. Or the other thing is I love, is the voice text. It's super simple, super easy. They hear your voice. They know what your tone means. They can feel that you're wanting to help them. It's a very great tool. It's on, I think, just your messenger on your phone. You can't do it on Facebook, like if you're on the computer. But if you haven't used it, it's a wonderful tool. Take focus off yourself and ask them questions. Get to know them, because that's when they feel like that you obviously want to get to know them. Feel, felt, found. When you get objections, example, I know how you feel. I've been there too, and I felt that way. But I found that this is a great way to do things. And that's a good little feel, felt, found, a good way to kind of, transition or make them feel like you understand. Because I'm sure you do. We all do. It's just a good way to kind of, meld into there. If they have objections, just emphasize what they're getting. They're not just buying face cream. They are investing in themselves. They're investing, no offense to anyone who sold face cream. Sorry, did not mean that to be a dig. But they really are, sorry, Melissa. I know Trisha too. But they really are investing in themselves and their health. And when you do that, happy endorphins are real. Like, workout endorphins are totally real. So when you do that and you're feeding yourself good things, and not just that, but like mentally, like if you guys are, I know you guys are, even in our groups, like it's just a lot of positive. When you have a lot of positive, you just want to do positive, right? So, that's what we're about, and I just love it. And be patient. Don't throw them the link right away. Just listen to what they're saying and appreciate their story. And then it might take a week. It might take a day. It might take a year. I've had people come up back to me and make sure this is the next thing that you follow up. The fortune is in the follow up. So track conversations, whether it be pen and paper, which I love. I've been starting to use the Google app. It's super convenient, and it's kind of like almost an Excel app on your phone. And you for example, if I'm following Instagram, I'll just quick write their name and then like why I like them or whatever. And then I'll go back in a week and, kind of check up. It's a good way. Evernote's a good one. The Notes app, whatever phone you have, is great. Just an easy way to kind of type quick in. And then, just make sure even if it's not, it can be your coaches too, like follow up with people. People want to know that you are thinking of them and that you care. Like you want to be not the person who is like, hey, sign up, I'm so excited, and then you don't hear from them for 6 months. Just remember that they they might be struggling and they might have been having a hard time with their program or with coaching or whatever it is. So just check in and ask, hey, what can I do? How can I help? Where do you need me to be? And this is just a good quote. Work hard, be humble, and love what you do. And if you do that, I think you guys are you're gonna do well. If you're being honest and you're being true to yourself, people are always watching. So like I said, even if you asked a month ago, they might not come back for a year, and that's okay, because everybody has their time. When they say not now, and we say this a lot, doesn't mean not ever. It means they probably will come back. So just write them down. Remember, honestly, a lot of the time I'll go back in my messages on Facebook and I'll just type in like Stephanie, or because it's hard to keep track of everybody. You kind of just go back and just like type a name in. It's like, oh my gosh, I totally forgot I messaged her. And you can kind of see, oh, that was like 4 months ago. Perfect. I'll just ask her how she's doing and check in. So that's a good way to do it too, because it keeps track of all your messages. Consistency, show up every day. Doesn't matter if you're sprinting or you're struggling and you freaking need to crawl. If you get crawl, you're going to get there. Do not give up. I have been there. Literally, guys, probably in the first 2 years, I stopped cold turkey probably 3 times, and it was probably the worst decision I made. If you stop cold turkey, you are going to kick yourself in the butt, because you have to start from ground zero. But if you crawl, and it's little thing, it's not to be a lot, but if you just keep a post a day, a little bit, a message a day, that way you still have people know you're still in it, and that you feel like you're still in it. You're going to still have that. It's not going to be huge momentum, but it's going to be momentum. And mentally, I feel like when you mentally check out, that is when the catalyst for things to kind of crumble. Like, just stay checked in. It doesn't have to be crazy. You don't have to go all in, but just stay checked in. If you feel like when you check out, just do it anyway. I'm telling you guys, it's worth it. And for your own sanity and for your own, it makes you feel like I have something to work toward, or I am doing this not for me, but for everyone else too. So just remember that. And then I love this little quote. If you disconnect your emotions from the outcome and just focus on education and understanding, everything else becomes very simple. You do not focus on, I'm going to get this challenge back sale. I'm going to get this. I'm going to get that. But focus on, I'm learning, I'm growing, I'm understanding what this person's telling me, and I'm going to try, and that's it. Everything else is going to go big from there. If you can focus on just those kinds of things, I think you guys, that's kind of just a good recipe for success. So those are my little 2 cents. I hope I didn't take too much. What time is it? Oh, I did good. Half an hour. Under half an hour, I did good. Thanks, Melissa. I appreciate it. Thanks for taking the time. And I love you guys, and I want the best for you guys. And I want you to make sure that you use me, because it's what I'm here for. So if you have questions, you're confused, you're stuck, frustrated, whatever it is, I've been there too. I get it. It's never rainbows and butterflies ever. I mean, sometimes it is. Sometimes you have a really good day. But the next day is usually not that way. So just know that's real life. It's reality. You're going to have a great week of, getting new customers and a couple new coaches. And then you're going to have a slow, probably a dead week. And that's just ebbs and flows of business, period. It's not just coaching, it's everything is like that. So just stick with it, be consistent. I'm going to try to put, I didn't do, like I told you guys, I was going to do kind of some conversation examples. So I'm going to work on that, not tonight probably, but tomorrow. And that way I'm going to upload them into our file section. That way you guys can kind of, I can pull from a few different things. So you have some good ideas of where to go, especially with Team Cup and just the fall kicking in and summer being over. I think people are going to start getting routine. So I hope that helps a little bit. So anyways, I love you guys. Thanks so much, Melissa. And enjoy your night. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.